Hey guys, welcome to A Million Things About Japan. I'm Machiko. Are you ready to learn about Japan with me? It is spring here in Japan, which symbolizes new beginnings. So, April is the start of the school year. Do you remember your first day of school? You might have been happy, excited, nervous, or worried. Those feelings are universal, and today, I want to talk about ichinensei, or a first grader in Japan. よろしくお願いします。In Japan, kids start going to elementary school the year they turn 6 years old. The school year starts on April 1st, and that is the cutoff date. This means that children born between April 2nd and April 1st of the following year belong to the same academic class. Thus, children who are born on April 2nd are the oldest of the first grade, and kids who are born on April 1st are actually the youngest children of that grade. Actually, my older brother's birthday is April 2nd, so he was the oldest child in his class. I think the 1-year difference at that young age was significant, so he must have had some advantage. If he was born just 1 day earlier, he would have entered the first grade 1 year earlier and then be the youngest child in his class. In Japanese, a first grader is called ichinensei. As you can imagine, becoming a first grader is a big event for kids and their families. There is a song titled 1年生になったら, which means When I become a first grader. The song goes, When I become a first grader, I wonder if I can make 100 new friends.
1年生になったら1年生になったら友達100人できるかな100人で食べたいな富士山の上でおにぎりをパックンパックンパックンと
The song is full of positive energy and good feelings. The Randoseru is a symbol of Japanese elementary school students, especially a first grader. Do you know what it is? It is a specific school bag which elementary school students use for all 6 years of elementary school. It is a box-shaped backpack made with leather. Traditionally, grandparents buy a Randoseru for their grandchild as a gift when entering elementary school. I got mine from my grandma, and my nieces got theirs from my parents. Randoseru is an everyday item for younger children, but it has also been getting attention as a fashion item. At least overseas, it is not just a school bag for children. I have seen a photo of Zoe Deschanel using a red Randoseru. I have also seen people using them on social media, but I don't see this in Japan. To be honest, an adult using Randoseru looks a bit weird to me. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the origin of Randoseru. I found it very interesting. The history of Randoseru dates back to the Edo period, which was the 17th to 19th century. At that time, Japan was pursuing a policy of national isolation, but it did have contact with the Netherlands, which was permitted to trade with Japan. Japanese children used different types of school bags depending on the region and era. For example, during the Edo period, they used furoshiki, which is the traditional Japanese wrapping cloth. In the early Meiji period, children started using tote bags made of leather or cloth, but they were inconvenient because they required the use of one hand. Towards the end of the Edo period, the Japanese army began to adopt Western-style military equipment. They began using cloth backpacks, taking inspiration from the knapsacks used by the Dutch army. This style knapsack transformed into a school bag for children attending gakushuin, the school for the imperial family and nobility. Gakushuin had already introduced Western-style education and adopted school uniforms as well. In 1877, they started using a school bag modeled after a military backpack. It left both hands free, so it was more convenient to carry. That school bag was called Randoseru in Dutch, and it became the Japanese word Randoseru. So, when and how did it transform into the box-shaped school bags we see today? When the Crown Prince Taisho attended gakushuin in 1887, Japan's first Prime Minister, Ito Hirobumi, gave him a special school bag, which was the box-shaped Randoseru. This Randoseru was easy to carry because it fit comfortably to the body. It held many textbooks without folding and allowed both hands to be free. The Randoseru became a popular choice and was widely used as a bag for elementary school students because of these advantages. Its basic style has remained unchanged for over 100 years, and it is deeply ingrained in Japanese culture as a symbol of elementary school students. For Randoseru, black for boys, red for girls was a typical thought for a long time. Dark brown or navy-colored Randoseru appeared in the 1970s, and more color variations became available in the 1990s. I had red Randoseru with no question. During my elementary school days in the 80s, almost all students were using black or red Randoseru. Maybe I saw one kid with a dark brown Randoseru, and I remember one of my female classmates who always dressed like a boy naturally used a black Randoseru. Nowadays, it is common to pick the color you like from many options. Which color Randoseru do you want? Or, which color Randoseru did you get? Are common questions to ask first grade students. I read that light purple, light blue, or pink is very popular among girls. Boys are likely to choose black or a bluish color. Unisex colors and stylish designs are also popular. I have two nieces and one chose bright pink and the other one chose light blue. As I mentioned earlier, kids use the same Randoseru for 6 straight years during elementary school, so it is a big decision to choose which color to go with. Randoseru shopping is a big fun event not only for children, but also their parents and grandparents. No matter what color Randoseru kids choose, first graders will have to put the yellow cover on it for at least the first few months, so they can easily be seen by people driving cars. In Japan, children usually walk to school by themselves. If you see small kids with yellow-covered Randoseru, they are first graders and learning to cross the street. Please keep your eyes on them for their safe travel. You may be surprised or worried if you see a very small child on the train by themselves. This happens if the child attends a private school. If that's the case, they are wearing a classic school uniform and probably wearing a black Randoseru. Seeing a young child riding a train alone just shows how safe Japan is. However, I think other passengers notice the situation and are naturally watching over them. Next, I want to introduce a couple been there, done that things related to Randoseru in Japan. There is a small disaster every student has probably experienced at least once. Randoseru has a very simple lock, and it is the only thing holding the flap closed. When you forget to lock it and bow or bend forward, A Randoseru flap unfolds and everything inside is scattered onto the floor. Oh well. Another Randoseru memory I have is Randoseru janken with my friends on the way back home. Janken is the Japanese name for rock, paper, scissors. What we did was played janken, and the kid who lost carried all the friends' Randoseru. Usually, there were 5 or 6 of us, so one kid somehow carried 5 or 6 Randoseru and had to walk. We did it at every pole on the sidewalk, so the distance varied. At the end of each leg, all the Randoseru were dropped on the ground very hard. That is the life of Randoseru, so it has to be very strong and durable. What happens to Randoseru when the kids graduate from elementary school? My red Randoseru had her second life with a younger girl in my neighborhood. Nowadays, it seems like Randoseru remaking service is popular. After 6 years of life as a Randoseru, it can be remade into something else, such as a pen case, coin purse, pass case, or keychain. It's not just about cherishing the object itself, but also about cherishing the memories of those 6 years of elementary school. I like the idea of keeping a part of Randoseru in a different form even after graduation. What do you think about Randoseru? If you are in Japan in the spring, you may have a chance to see a small kid wearing a Randoseru with a yellow cover. That is the sign of first graders. Please take extra care of them. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. I also have an Instagram account for AMillionThingsAboutJapan. I share additional photos and information about Japan. You can find the link in the description. Do you have anything like Randoseru that symbolized your school days? Please let me know in the comments. Alright then, stay tuned for more episodes. まったねー。